Hey everyone, how has your social distancing been? My name is Lisa and you're welcome to my very first revamp video. So if you're new here, take a seat, grab some snack, and be ready to turn your old clothes into amazing cute tops for going out. So this is our shirt to be transformed. I particularly bought this shirt for about, I think, 500 or 600 at an open market for this project. So firstly, I'm going to measure an inch from the lower arm area. I'm making use of my ruler. You can decide to use a tape rule if that's what you have. So I'm going to cut across the markings at the two sides of the marked arms. So for the sake of this video, I made use of an inch measurement. You can decide to adjust inch according to the length of your shirt. My shirt is a somehow short, so I'm going to make use of just 1 inch. So after cutting, I discovered that this button may pose a problem to me while trying to sew my rough edges, so I made use of my seam ripper to take it out. So now that we have cut our fabric, we are going to hem the edges. Even if you don't have a sewing machine to help hem the edges, you can make use of your hand needle and thread to do this. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. So for those who are using machine, you may not necessarily need a pin to hold your material in place. But if you're going to be using hand needle and thread, you would make use of your pins. So I'm going to fold this material twice to achieve this. Once I have gotten the desired length or width of the folding that I want, I'm going to make use of my pin to hold it in place. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be making use of my sewing machine because I do have one. But if you don't have one, no need to worry. You can make use of your hand needle and thread, but then you have to pin all around the material for you to have a guide while sewing. I have to sew this baby down, but I have to remove my pins in order for my machine needle not to break. It's good to have somewhere to put your pins after removal to make your working space clean and to prevent injury while working. So I'm going to sew this down, and as I said, if you're using a machine, you might not necessarily need a pin to help guide you. You can fold along and sew successfully. So this is what it looks like when I'm done sewing. This is the inside and this is the outside. You can see the folded area. So the next thing we'll be needing for this project is an elastic. So because it is a top, we have to measure out our elastic around our body to ensure that it is not too tight nor too loose. So I'm going to measure it out here and cut at my desired point. So this is what we have at the end of my measurement. So I have to sew this together in order for me to put it on my material well. In order to place my elastic properly, I'm going to be sharing my elastic into 4 equal parts and marking them each. So I'm starting with one side and the other side. I'm going to mark them with chalk. I'm going to fold this in 2 in order for me to make my other markings at the other side for the center and the back. So this marking is going to help me to be able to place my elastic correctly on my shirt and sew it in place. Ensure that your shirt is turned inside out. This means that we're going to pin our elastic to the wrong side of the shirt. So as you can see here, I'm pinning my elastic to the side seams first before I locate the middle and the back of the shirt. So this is one of the side seams. Now to make sure that they are equally positioned, I have to measure about 5 centimeters from the top seam to the elastic. So I'm going to make use of my ruler here again to measure 5 centimeters. You can decide to adjust this measurement to any one of your choice, but I chose to use 5 centimeters because I want the ruffles at the top to be obvious. So I mark 5 centimeters and readjust my elastic position. So I'm going to do this to the 2 sides, to the 2 seam sides, and equally do it to the front and back. This is all to make sure that your elastic is being placed well. So I'm all done here, the 2 sides, the front and the back. So I'm going to make use of machine to sew this down. It is important to note that while sewing an elastic to a material, especially if you want the material to gather, you have to stretch your material. So as you can see here, I'm showing you the difference between when I stretch it and when I leave it plainly on the material, and I'll show you the end result at the end. As you can see here, I'm done sewing and I was able to achieve the gathering that I wanted. I left this side open in order for me to be able to wear my shirt without any hassle. So now we have our material and we move forward to make our straps. So bringing back the previously cut out top layer of this shirt, I'm going to be cutting from the armhole to make the straps for our top. So I'm going to cut out the sleeves for the straps. So I'm also going to be cutting along the side seams of the sleeves because I want to open up this material. I want to make use of every bit of this material to make my straps. So this is what you get after opening up the seam. I'm going to also be cutting out the cuffs because we don't need them. So I did this to the two sleeves of the shirt because we are going to be making 8 straps in total. So because this material is already checkered, I may not necessarily need to make any measurements. I'm going to be using the measurements given by the material, which are the boxes. So I'm going to count in total 4 boxes and cut. You can decide to measure if your material is plain. I decided to use 4 boxes because this is how big I want my straps to be. After sectioning this material, I'm going to cut these lines vertically down to make long straps. On the whole, I made 8 pieces, so I'm going to be pairing 2 together to make 1 strap. So with the help of my pins, I'm going to pin this again for sewing. Now to ensure uniform straps, I'm going to be sewing on the 2nd and 4th lines. I'm going to show you the end result. So I'm going to place this in my machine and sew. I'm going to try as much as possible not to deviate from the lines. So this is what our end result looks like. As you can see, I tried as much as possible not to deviate from the lines. So I'm going to be turning this material inside out. To turn this material inside out, I'm going to be making use of a safety pin. It's advisable to use a big safety pin, but I can't find mine, so I'm going to make use of the little one that I have here. So you are going to attach your safety pin to one layer of the material and throw it into the hole. You're going to use the head of this pin to guide you through to the other side of the opening. So this is my material through the other side, so I'm just going to pull it out completely so to reveal my strap. Okay, so yes, this is my strap. I'm going to do this to all 4 of my straps to make 4 straps in total with 8 pieces. So these are my straps. I ironed them because they were rumpled. So I'm going to attach these straps to my already made top. So this is the end result of our shirt. As you can see, it's a cute top. You can wear it out with your friends or on a date. Our ruffles did come out well. You can choose to tie the straps anyhow you like, but I chose to make a cute bow tie. I'm excited about this shirt because you can revamp old clothes that you don't want to wear anymore into new cute outfits. So if you like this DIY, give it a thumbs up, share it, and I'll see you guys next time.
Kick. Hey, hey, hey.